Welcome to LCCAP Legacy, Decades of Dedication, the podcast that celebrates the incredible individuals who have shaped the heart and soul of the Lawrence County Community Action Partnership.
Each episode, we'll dive deep into the stories of those who have devoted their careers to making a difference, not just in our organization, but in the lives of the people we serve every day.
We'll uncover their journeys, explore the moments that inspire them, and highlight the lasting impact of their commitment to LCCAP's mission.
So whether you're here to learn, be inspired, or simply celebrate the amazing people who make LCCAP what it is, thank you for joining us.
This is LCCAP Legacy, Decades of Dedication.
Let's get started with today's guest.
Good afternoon. Happy Friday, everybody. Hope everybody's having a great start to October. Welcome to the podcast of Decades of Dedication. Today I have my two wonderful co-hosts with me.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Amber and Janae, and today we have a lovely guest. Her name is Tiffany. She just started with Lawrence County Community Action Partnership just a few months, so she is one of our housing case managers and community support. So welcome, Tiffany. We're so happy to have you here with us.
Thank you. I'm so excited.
So tell us a little bit about yourself. Where'd you go to school? Where'd you graduate? How'd you become part of LCCAP?
So I'm originally from Newcastle. I've lived here my whole life, and I went to St. Vitus from kindergarten to the 8th grade, and then after that, you have to go somewhere else. So I went to Neshannock for 4 years, and then I just graduated from college at Duquesne in May. So quick turnaround from being in college to being at work.
What did you get your degree in?
So I was a busy girl. I got my degree in English and women's studies, and then I also had a minor in film studies. And that whole time I had this scholarship that required an internship, which that's kind of how I got into social work and being involved with organizations like LCCAP. All throughout college, I had an internship with Community Human Services in Pittsburgh, which is a homeless shelter.
So you say you got your introduction into like nonprofit organizations, but what really gives you the passion behind joining this fight?
I mean, I think working with LCCAP, you really see how easy it is to end up in a situation where you need help, and everybody's been in situations where they need help. It's not as hard as people think to need LCCAP or need rental assistance or need utility assistance. It's like one paycheck away always.
I love that you said that because we used to have a case manager here, and she always said the same thing. You're just one paycheck away from being in a situation, losing your home, losing your mortgage, being evicted from a rental, having a utility shut off, needing, help with food and going to food pantries. It's so true. Today, everything's so expensive, so it's very hard to keep up with the day-to-day. And again, anything can happen. We're not granted, blessings that, day-to-day. So I'm so happy that you brought that up and that you're noticing it just in the short amount of time that you've been here.
So, Tiffany, what made you pick LCCAP out of all of the organizations out there?
Well, a lot of the other jobs I was applying to weren't necessarily for nonprofits. I was kind of hard being an English major and entering the job world, I would say, because there's not necessarily jobs tailored to it unless you're going to go to more school or be a teacher. And I didn't do English education. I was just the English writing major. So I was kind of thinking, what's something I could do? What's something I have the skills for? And with my internship, I was like, oh, I can do social work. Like, I've had a lot of experience in this and I know people. So I started applying to jobs like the one at LCCAP, and it was like the first place that offered me a job. So I was like, this is so exciting. And I got to come home, and now I'm here again. So I picked LCCAP because it's close to the community that I grew up in and would give me an opportunity to grow in my professional life.
And so far, what has been the most exciting part of starting this new chapter?
I think meeting new people is the most exciting part, whether it be my coworkers or my clients, just people that stop in. I really love coming to work and seeing my coworkers every day. That's probably my favorite part.
And we enjoy seeing you every day too, and how you interact with your clients. She's always so upbeat and positive, and they really take to her. So it's nice to see that bond that she forms with the people that we serve. So great job. You're doing great. Can you tell us about your first interaction with one of your first clients that that you got here at LCCAP? Anything stick with you? Anything that you learned that day?
So I met my clients like on and off for a bit because I was in training for a while, like 2.5, 3 months. And I think some of the first clients that like stick out to me that I remember aren't ones that became my clients. It was people I met through training with Sherelle or training with Amber. And the first client that I think I had that was like, oh, I like this job, like I can do it. He was in the SOAR program, and he was just this young guy, and he was just really funny, and he made the appointment go really smooth, and you could tell he was very motivated and trying his best to follow the program and do what he was supposed to do and really turn his life around. So I thought that was an inspiring role that Sherelle got to play in his life through being able to help him get on his feet again and figure things out.
And you mentioned that the training process was 2 to 3 months. So talk to us about that training process and what it actually entails.
Yeah, I don't know how long it necessarily is for everyone. I think it's kind of like when you feel comfortable, you're off on your own. So when I first came in, I was doing like a lot of training videos, which that's not the fun part of the training process because it just hurts your head because you're looking at the computer screen all day. But it was mostly just like sitting in on appointments and seeing how different case managers interact with their clients, what questions they ask, like how much of their personality they reveal and how they help their clients. I think a big part of it was having to learn the different resources within the community because that's not something that I knew about because I've never had to use them or know people that use them. But there's so many things that you can recommend to people. And then another part of it is just like logistics and learning different systems and doing case notes all the time. Which I like that part because I like writing, so.
I actually don't mind it myself. I enjoy just because it just brings you back to the appointment and everything you talked about and everything you learned about that person and shared. So I like it too.
I know. I feel like so often you're like writing the case note and you're like, dang it, I should have told them about this or I should have said that.
Yeah, just trying to find time to do them. That's the thing because we're very busy in our community supports department.
So what skills or qualities do you think are most important in your role?
I mean, I think being personable is very important and being able to get along with different types of people because not everybody's going to be like the perfect client. Some of them are going to be combative or aggressive or they're going to say something and you're like, oh, I wish that person didn't say that. So it's being able to not necessarily be friends with every person that comes in, but being able to get what you need to get done professionally and being able to help them in a way that's useful for them. So being able to connect with them on some level or just be able to get through to them enough to propel them further into things.
And coming from the Lawrence County area yourself, how does it feel now to serve and support people in your own community?
I think when I first accepted the job, that wasn't something I was necessarily thinking about. I was like, this is going to be a good experience, get some good years in, like learning different things and get more skills right out of college. And then when I started working here, I think it also showed me like a part of the community that I wasn't exposed to growing up, which is the part of the community that does need assistance and need help. And I didn't realize how big that community was in Lawrence County until just recently. So I think seeing that there's such a need for it that really goes hidden has made the experience so much more, I guess, rewarding. I feel like everyone probably says that. But yeah, it is nice to be able to help people that you didn't even know were struggling.
So what would you say is the most rewarding part of your job?
Well, just recently I was like really happy because one of my clients, he works at a local, I guess, retail store in the city, and he is such a hard worker. He goes into work all the time, which makes scheduling hard because he can only meet on certain days. But he recently got a promotion and was really excited about it, and he's going to be getting more money. So I was like very happy for him, and I think seeing him do well really is encouraging, and it makes you think, it makes even the people that are maybe hard to get along with, it makes the day seem easier and better.
And like you said, the day isn't always easy because you guys are case managers, and you have a whole bunch of different things that are thrown at you throughout the day, throughout the week, throughout the month. So how do you decompress after a long day of dealing with different things that may be thrown at you?
Oh my God, there's so many things I love to do. Well, while I'm at work, I love to be able to, like, again, talk to my coworkers or just, like, vent with them or talk about different things in life with them. So I love chatting. I'm a big chatter. And when I go home, I love to see my dog. I have a little baby at home. His name is Zeus, and he's the most precious little thing. And he just gets so excited. So it's reward. I hate to say that word again. It makes me so happy to be able to go home and see him. Yeah. And then, as Kim knows, I love to go on my walks. So always going to go on a walk after work, weather permitting. And I listen to my podcasts on my walk.
Do you ever tune into our podcasts?
Yeah, all the time.
Oh, that's wonderful. And now you have to listen to yours. We're cute.
Sorry.
Alrighty. So what role does community awareness play in helping families secure stable housing?
Community awareness and the idea of, like, what resources are within the community, or just knowing the different populations in the community. Because, I mean, I think they both go hand in hand. But like I was saying earlier, when I was a resident in Lawrence County, I didn't realize how many people needed different resources, like a food bank or like rental assistance or something like PCAP. And I think the awareness of knowing that those organizations and those programs exist is a big part of the community, because not everybody knows that. I wish there was, like, a big thing we could do to just announce it. And I think with different populations too, if you are somebody who you feel like you need support, it can be very isolating. So I guess knowing about the resources will also expose you to more people who have a similar identity, and that will connect you more to the community. So I think community awareness in that aspect is very, very important, and is able to get everybody closer and more united.
It's very important for case managers to stay on top of everything that's going on in the community and what resources is out there. So that's a big part of your day-to-day job too, because things change, income guidelines change. So it's very important that we're giving, our best to our clients that we serve. So we have to keep up to date and know what's going on in Lawrence County. So we're, better prepared to serve everybody and, ourselves too, to meet the needs of our community.
Since you're just starting, what advice would you give someone who may be at the same spot that you were maybe a year ago, who is looking to jump into the workforce? They're not really sure of what they want to do just yet.
Yeah. I think, like, thinking of myself last year, I'm always, like, a very nervous person, especially about the future. And, like, at that point of my life, I was very nervous because I knew I was going to be graduating college and I knew I was going to need a career and to be able to start my life. So I was thinking, like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And I think advice I would give to somebody is sometimes you can feel like there's nothing out there that will be compatible with you, or you feel like there's nothing that you're going to be able to do. But think about what you enjoy, like what you're good at. Like, as much as people can be insecure or self-deprecating, like, you always know there are certain things that you are good at and that you do excel in. So think of those and try to use what makes you happy and what you will shine the most in to kind of be the outline for your own future, and pick that out. And obviously you have to work hard at it, like anything that you do, but that's what I would say.
That's some great advice. So everyone who joins the show, one of our main themes here is legacy. And I like to ask them, once you're done here with LCCAP, I know you're just starting, but once you're done, what are you hoping that your legacy is that you leave with your clients or the people that you work with?
That's such a big question. I'd like for my clients to think that I've been able to help them and think that I fought really hard for them, and try to always be somebody who was their advocate and really fought for them to do better. I think, like, my legacy in general, like people that I meet, like coworkers, I'd like to just think that I'm nice. I don't know, that I make the day a little bit better.
And you sure do. I enjoy when we see each other and when you come upstairs and I get to see you. I tell her all the time, she's a perfect fit for here. And I'm so happy that we found her, because we're truly blessed to have her on our team here at Lawrence County Community Action Partnership.
Absolutely. And it does make a difference having someone on the team who, wants to make a difference in their community. So thank you for, sharing that with us. Yeah. So now we're going to make our way to the quickfire round. And how the quickfire round works is we're going to ask you a series of questions, and you're just going to answer those questions with whatever comes to your mind first.
Okay, so I'm going to start here. So, Tiffany, what is your favorite go-to? Coffee or tea?
Oh, coffee.
Do you have a favorite place that you like to go to in the morning for your coffee?
Normally just here because it's free.
That's one
Good
great
answer.
thing.
That's the
Yeah.
way to do it.
Yep, that's one
But
good
I was
thing.
a barista. You know that, Kim.
Yes, she was. Yep, she sure was. Last year when you were in school?
Yes.
Yeah. And that's one good thing about LCCAP, that we get free coffee and creamer, as part as a little perk.
Tiffany, what is one small thing you do every day that brings you joy?
Watch TV.
Any particular comfort shows?
Oh my God, Gilmore Girls is like my all-time comfort show because my sister and I have been obsessed with it for years. I feel like during the pandemic, like everybody my age first started to watch it because it came out like a little bit before I was born. So I didn't see it, on TV when it was first coming out, but they would play reruns on what was then ABC Family, and me and my sister would like run off the bus. We were like, we have to see the next 2 episodes because they would play them 2 at a time. So we watched it very organically, unlike some people who just saw it on Netflix and binge watched it.
Speaking like ABC Family, do you ladies remember TGIF?
No.
No,
Like the restaurant?
No, not the restaurant, but that's a good one. No, it was on Friday. It was thank goodness it's Friday, but like Step by Step, Boy Meets World. No,
I think we're a little too young for that.
Yeah. Anyways,
Sorry, Kim.
TGIF. And then how about, what is a hidden talent that you have that we don't know about yet, or that you never shared?
I mean, I guess the first one that comes to mind is I do write poetry, and that was something that I would say is a talent of mine that I did good in school. When I was a senior, we do like a creative writing award through Duquesne, and we don't have the biggest English department, so it's not like winning, the Excellence in Poetry Award is huge, but the people that were in my classes were all very, very talented and good as well. So I would say that is a hidden talent of mine. I love creative writing.
Nice.
Very cool. If you could instantly renovate any room in your home, which one would it be?
I mean, in my home, I just kind of redid my room when I came back, so I can't say that one. Probably the bathroom. I feel like I wish my bathroom was bigger at home. I don't cook enough to say the kitchen.
We could all use a bigger bathroom, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And then you did say that you enjoy going for a walk after work with your dog. Is there anything else that you like to do after work too, after a long day?
Well, I love reading and writing and things like that. So that's always something I look forward to doing. And I like going to the movies when I can. That's something I look forward to, or talking with my sister.
Mm-hmm. And then you ladies like to go out to different restaurants too throughout the week and explore and taste new foods.
Yes.
So since you are a Newcastle native, is there a favorite local spot around Lawrence County that you'd recommend?
Oh my God. I'm trying to think of something like not basic, like Los Amigos. I really like Yamato, honestly. I love sushi.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's very good there. I haven't been there for a while, but it's very good. It's one of those like hidden gems. It's up at the Walmart Plaza, but you really don't think about it because there's amongst so many different stores. But
The Resto too,
Yeah.
downtown. I mean, I've only been there once, but it was really good. I wish more people would go.
mm-hmm.
So everyone listening to the podcast should go because it's so beautiful. They have it in one of the nice buildings downtown.
It is beautiful. It was an old bank. It just has so much architecture to it. It's amazing.
I know. I hope that business does well.
I hope so too. And then if you could swap jobs with anyone here at Lawrence County Community Action Partnership, who would it be and why?
I would say maybe Sherelle because she's just a case manager too, but she works with the SOAR clients, which is kind of like what I was talking about earlier. And I feel like the objectives of that program really align with some like areas that I would love to help be a part of and change. So I would like to trade jobs with her just so I could have all her clients.
Yeah, and you learn.
Yeah,
learn more. That's wonderful.
And my last question for you, what is something on your bucket list that you still need to check off?
I never really thought of it. maybe publish a book. That would be fun.
That would be very
Do
cool.
like a book. That is one of my goals. I don't know if it's necessarily a bucket list goal, but
What would the genre be?
well, I do write mostly poetry. I don't really write much fiction. I've had to take fiction classes, and short stories can be fun. But I think I would love to do a poetry book or even like a memoir. Kim knows a little bit about my life, so love to detail it.
You'll have to write a little paragraph about being here in the podcast today so we
I
can share it
know.
with everybody.
I have to come back on the podcast.
Yeah, so you could read it to everybody. We would love to have you back.
I was just about to say, if you have some poetry that you want to maybe recite, not to put you on the spot, but, since you are so passionate about it, if there's a poem that you really like and you want to tell tell our audience.
I don't have my phone on me. Like one of mine?
Yeah, sure.
Ooh, or one that I like. I could give recommendations to the audience.
Okay.
So obviously I studied English, so it's just like a lot of reading and writing, and I loved it, like every second of it, and poetry was my favorite. The favorite person that I read, her name was Edna St. Vincent Millay, and she was like a modernist poet who published in the 1920s, and I'm just so obsessed with her. I got to go on like a research trip my senior year as well to Washington, D.C., in New York, and just look through all of her archives, and she just has great poetry.
Nice. All right. Well, if you guys are into poetry, check out that Poets. And that'll do it for today's episode. We want to thank you so much, Tiffany, for joining us here in the studio. And we'll be back next week with another special guest.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming in. We're so happy you were here. Yay.